Unit 12. Did you hear the news? Vocabulary. Look at the picture. What do you see? Write the correct letter. Then listen and check your answers. 1,
E. Weather report.
2,
F. Breaking news.
3,
C. Citizen journalist.
4,
H. Reporter.
5,
D. Camera operator.
6,
B. News site.
7,
G. Headline.
8.
A. Article.
Conversation. That's got to be a mistake. Complete the conversation. Then watch and check your answers. Practice the conversation with a partner.
These trees, they're really beautiful.
Did you see the article about how trees communicate with each other?
But that's crazy. Trees don't even know how to think, so how can they talk?
No, it's true. I didn't say talk. I said they communicate.
And what does that mean?
Well, I'll explain. It depends how you define communicate. This reporter said that they share information through their roots.
Yeah, but what information does a tree share?
Well, it said that they warn each other about harmful insects.
Oh.
The first tree produces chemicals that insects hate. And the other trees learn and produce the same chemicals and share this recipe with other trees in the forest.
Nah, I don't know about that. Where's the story from?
A nature magazine. The writer interviewed a forest manager who wrote a book about it. Apparently, trees are smarter than we realize.
Language practice. Reported speech. Direct.
Trees share information through their roots.
Reported.
It said that trees share information through their roots.
Direct.
What does that mean?
Reported.
He asked what that meant.
Direct.
It isn't fair.
Reported.
He said that it wasn't fair.
Direct.
It came from a nature magazine.
Reported.
He said that it had come from a nature magazine.
Direct.
I spoke to a journalist at my house.
Reported.
She said she had spoken to a journalist at her house.
Direct.
I'll turn off the TV.
Reported.
She said that she would turn off the TV.
Direct.
He can afford it.
Reported.
She told him that he could afford it.
Direct.
Was the robber caught?
Reported.
He asked if the robber had been caught.
Direct.
Where did you see the article?
Reported.
She asked me where I had seen the article.
When you want it to be clear that something is still true or a general truth, you don't need to make tense changes.
Tell her that I'm okay.
She wants you to know that she's okay.
And tell her I'm gonna fix everything.
And that she's gonna fix everything.
And tell her I'll be back.
She wants you to know that she'll be back.
Tell her that I love her.
And that she loves you.
Pronunciation. Contrastive stress. Listen. Notice the stress on words that are compared. 1,
He told me he hadn't seen the accident. He heard it.
2,
She said she doesn't read the newspaper, but she does listen to the radio.
3,
He said he'll do his homework before the movie, not after.
4.
She told us the tickets cost $35 each, not $45 each.
Listening. Listen to 3 news stories. Number the headlines in the order you hear their stories.
Next up, the local news with Sergio Tucker.
Our top story tonight is an update on the Serena Novak rescue. The 5-year-old was walking with her grandmother when she fell into a hole. Rescuers have been working all night. They want to make the opening wider so they can lower an emergency worker down to get the kindergartner. In a press conference, Sheriff Eleanor Jones told reporters that recent rains have made the ground soft, so they have to work carefully. They do not want more dirt to fall on the little girl. So far, they've been able to lower a flashlight and warm clothing to Serena, who is alive and unhurt. We'll have more updates for you as the story continues. In other news, medical centers are reporting several hospitalizations due to a mysterious illness. Doctors say that patients are coming to emergency rooms with dizziness, fevers, and upset stomachs. So far, the disease does not appear to be life-threatening, but doctors are asking anyone with symptoms to call the Centers for Disease Control. They are not sure what causes the illness, but they are running some tests. Our next story takes us downtown, where angry protesters are fighting to save the historic Central Library. Police report that more than 300 people lined the streets on Prescott Boulevard to oppose a plan to tear down the nearly 100-year-old building. The crowd includes librarians, teachers, and local citizens who joined the Historic Preservation Society in a march to City Hall. They stood on the steps and gave speeches about the role and value of the building, which was designed by Alfie Chang in 1926. In a public statement, Library Board member Jeff Roberts said that while the board members understand the public's love for the building, they feel it has become too expensive to repair. In the meantime, the public is invited to post comments on the library's website.
Listening Plus. Listen to the updates. Choose true or false.
And now the late-night roundup on today's news. The sheriff's office has reported that little Serena Novak has been brought to the surface and is now safely in the arms of her parents, Avery and Britta Novak. The girl is muddy and a little frightened, but she was quoted as saying that the first thing she wanted was a hamburger, French fries, and a chocolate milkshake. It turns out that she and her grandmother were on their way to lunch when she fell in the hole, and she hadn't forgotten Grandma's promise. Doctors at Mercy Hospital have found the source of the mysterious illness to a type of bacteria that got into flavored chip ice cream. The condition is not contagious as they had previously thought, but experts at the Centers for Disease Control are saying that anyone who bought flavor chip should not eat it, as it may be infected with the bacteria. Grocery stores are removing flavor chip from the shelves until further notice. We've also got an update on the Alfie Chang Library. Apparently, opponents of the proposal to tear down the library learned of a secret meeting among board members at the home of Jeff Roberts. Over 50 people blocked the street outside his home, calling for a change in the plan. Police were called to the scene, but no arrests were made. The Historic Preservation Society said that they have filed a lawsuit against the board, so the building is safe for now. For more on this story and other local news, tune in for the Midnight News with my colleague, Anna Barkley.
Reading. Why is the news so dark?
Storms, disease, crime, and other disasters attract readers' and viewers' attentions. These are the things we think of when we think of news. A study by Canadian researchers found that people are more likely to choose to read negative news when looking through a news site. This attraction even has a name: negativity bias. In fact, people's attraction to bad news has a useful purpose. It is a survival strategy that goes back to the days of lions and tigers. When someone said they had seen a lion, others needed to pay attention. Today, people still pay attention when the news reports danger, but for another reason. If there is a news story about a big fire, people want to know the details. This information satisfies a curiosity about the drama of the situation. It might also be useful if they experience a fire in their own home as well, of course. However, when people see a lot of bad news, there can also be negative consequences. We live in a world with a 24-hour news cycle, so photographs and headlines that cause anger or fear tend to follow us through the day and stick in our memory. They become topics of conversation and may even lead us to false beliefs and make bad decisions. For example, top stories about plane crashes may cause people to fear flying. Although few people fear driving, it is far more dangerous than flying. The psychologist Steven Pinker is worried that this negative worldview can make people believe the world is getting worse. They may lose trust in leaders or fear people who are different. Pinker points out that there have been many positive changes recently. For example, more people are living longer and healthier lives overall. However, as those types of changes generally happen slowly over time, they don't make headlines. Pinker says that it is important to be aware of negativity bias and to realize that headlines may not have messages of peace, but that doesn't mean all countries are at war.
As always, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And before you go, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that tiny bell. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos on the channel. On to the next time.